same stuff all the time. So do yourself a favor, lower the hi-hat a few inches, right, and play what you can play left-handed.
Mm.
And if you've got any kind of technique or any kind of authority in your right hand, and you've got the desire to get something out of that, play your conventional right-handed, but with the hi-hat lower down, so you give your left hand a chance.
Mm.
And then try to do it with your left hand. And if you've got a dog, which I used to have the dog, and it's a retriever or it's a gun dog, likes retrieving stuff, throw the ball with your left hand.
Mm.
And if it, as I rather suspect initially, it feels and looks like it's uncoordinated and rather effeminate, like that, without going into the sexual nature of it. It's just, then you have to consider that's why your left hand isn't so good as your right hand, because it doesn't have the same authority. No. So you can do all these things. I eat my cornflakes or my porridge now with my left hand, and people will say, "Are you left-handed?" No, I've just done it so many times now. Mm. It feels natural. Anything you can do to shorten that gap, and never do what I've seen drummers do, which is they do it on the snare drum. They go tap pa pa tap pa, and then go tum pum, top tom, bottom tom, and they do it with they do and they go right. That is so lazy.
Yeah.
So lazy. Yeah, you say, well, it works. Yeah, it might work, but it's going to give you the glass ceiling thing where you're going to get to a certain level where you just can't improve and do a lot of triplets. Mm. I had a book by a guy called Ed Thigpen I think it's called Talking Drums.
Wonderful drummer. Oscar Peterson's drummer for many years, yeah?
Yeah. He took up singing as well, like in it later life. He kind of, I think he ended up in Denmark for a long time. Mm-hmm. He had this book called Talking Drums, and there were very simple exercises, like little 4-bar exercises, changing down the page. But you basically, there was a triplet one with accents. Mm-hmm. So it would be ba-ba-dab, 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 dab-a-dab, 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 dab-a-dab-a-dab-a-da. You would do it right, left all the time. Yeah. Then you would do it left, right all the time. Yeah. Then you would do it right all the time. Right. Then you would do it left all the time. Then you would do it left, right simultaneously all the time. Yeah. Then you would do it right, left, right with the accents.
Yeah, that's a hard.
And you would do left, right with the accents. Yeah, always with the accents.
Yeah.
And what it comes down to is, I spent so many hours with that book. I adored it. What it comes down to is although in that particular example, the beats don't coincide. Well, they do coincide because when you do the left and the right simultaneously, they have to be at the same moment. I remember when I was back in Leicester playing in working men's clubs, and I was still very green, just starting. I probably had the Olympic kit by then. We used to play in working men's clubs in the concert hall, sometimes in the dance hall upstairs, where the guy with the entertainment service comes, "Don't play Glad All Over. I've got a new parquet floor. I don't want my stiletto wheel girls stomping all over it." That there'd be a fight or something. But anyway, you do that 2 or 3 sets and you get accosted by this woman. "Oh, can I have a word with you?" "Oh, yes." And I was just already beetroot red. I just didn't know how to communicate with people when I was 16. Awkward Leicester provincial, more or less a schoolboy, really. "I've always wanted to ask you how you play the drums." He said, "Do you put numbers on the different drums and go 2 beats on number 1, 3 beats on number 3, and then and I thought, of course, at that particular time, I thought she was stupid. But later on, I kind of reviewed that. Basically, people are fascinated by the drums.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's got a real kind of appeal because they think, I could have a go at that.
Yeah.
And whenever I've done teaching, and when I've showed people socially or professionally teaching, they are confused by this concept that how do you get your left foot to do one thing, your right foot to do another, and your left hand, your right hand? Well, I don't do that. I coordinate things.
Yeah.
And I found that when basically when I teach people, the first thing I ask them to do now is to just hold the sticks, be it on a practice pad, on a sofa, on a pillow, on a kit. I just say, I want you to play one beat, and I want it to be the same beat. And they play. They go, I said, well, that wasn't together, and they think it is, and they're actually playing a flam.
Yeah.
And as soon as you point out the difference, then they're kind of engaged in it, but then they can't play the flam anymore. So it's interesting, but when a beat is together, it's together, and a lot of kind of even complex rhythms. Ultimately, there's always a point at where two limbs, be it right foot, left hand, left hand, right foot, left hand, right hand, they will come at the same moment in time.
Yeah.
And it has to be the same moment in time. Otherwise, what happens is the rhythm starts to unravel, and you start going down the street with like a buckled wheel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, yeah, that Ed Thigpen book's fantastic for that. So, also just on a footnote, I'm very disappointed with a lot of kind of, I wouldn't say call them modern drummers, but drummers of today don't seem to bother to have any distance between the bottom and top of the hi-hat.
No, I haven't really noticed. I mean,
oh yeah,
they're looking at mine going.
They're barely half an inch apart.
Yeah,
and about an inch. It should be at least 2 inches.
Yeah.
If you look at somebody like Tony Williams, and basically you should be able to, on a hi-hat, you should be able to play 2 and 4 on the bass drum, no hands.
Yeah.
And then play 4 beats with the hi-hat and make one of them a splash, what I call a splash.
Yeah.
And you should just be able to do that. And you can't do that if the hats aren't separated.
Yeah.
Because it creates an imbalance between the fulcrum of the pedal, which you're all very used to, a certain amount of pendulum movement. And if the hi-hat's just moving an inch, you can't get any balance.
Yeah.
You can't get any balance physically. You can't get any balance sonically.
Yeah.
And so all you drummers out there, you should immediately, and I will give you another footnote, don't then try to do this at the gigs, because it will mess you up. Because if you're in the habit of having your hi-hats like that, just try and do it at home and slowly introduce it, into